we haven't heard from the docs yet. Hopefully in the next couple of hours.
All right, that's a wrap.
Pretty much, right?
It seemed like Joe had a pretty good day out there, and the offense was kind of moving pretty efficiently, right?
Yeah, Joe, the offense looked really good, especially down there tight in the red zone where things are faster, a lot tighter. That's where veteran experience comes in, and so I thought they did a really nice job. You weren't kidding.
With Dwayne, obviously he was doing more conditioning today, so do you think there's a chance after the day off that he gets to some drills?
Yeah, we think he'll get some reps next week in the next block starting on Thursday, and then we practice against Atlanta Friday. And I don't know about the game, but right now we're thinking practice. I think that's Mr. Johnson. It's almost down. It's almost down. It's almost down.
Just trying to put together this offensive line. Like, now you're in a race against the calendar.
Yeah.
Because Wayne's got off to a good start. And how much time does it take, and what's the sense of urgency to try to get it all together?
One person's opinion. I don't think you can ever have enough time. You know, you're always, with any group for that matter, whether it's all the DBs working together, you want that continuity, but O-line especially, because you'd love to get them to a point where they're making nonverbal communication calls, and where they already know. They've been working together so much that they don't have to speak. They can just play, which is always hard to go against because you can't get those pre-snap indicators. But I think we have time. Like I said, Dwayne's been in the system, so he'll know how to communicate it. And then George, obviously, last year. So there's still, it's not like we have any new faces because Lankin's coming from the system. Dwayne's played in the system, and then McGovern, ABT, and George were all in the system last year. So I think we'll be all right with regards to building that continuity.
Will that change, Robert, your plan for the preseason games, where you might say, I don't want some of the veterans playing much of the preseason games, but now on the line, you need them to get some work together?
It's something definitely worth talking about. We haven't talked about next block yet. We want to see how this is going to work with Atlanta in our on practice Friday, our two practices. So we'll see how all that goes, and something definitely worth talking about.
When do you expect him to be back at practice for this next block?
We're hoping. Like I said, it's nothing serious. He's just dealing with some discomfort, but erring on the side of caution.
Robert, are you going to get a chance to talk to Zach today or after the surgery?
I'm hoping to.
How much of a comfort is it to have a Joe Flacco as your backup?
It is comforting, and I'll throw a shout out to Mike White too. Like I've said it 100 times. I think we've got 3 starting quarterbacks, and Joe has proven throughout his time that he's a winner, and I know his record here hasn't been that great. I mean, I think you can argue that he's 0-5 or something like that as a starter or something, but I think he's got almost 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions since he's in a Jets uniform, something like that. So he's been efficient. Even in our Miami game last year where he started, he was very efficient, threw for over 300. We've got all the confidence in the world in him to get the job done.
His teammates also feel that same comfort, right?
I think so. I think just a lot of respect. He's a veteran. He understands football. He's got a calm to him in the huddle. He's got great demeanor. He's got great presence, and it's all encompassing for him. He's been there, done that. So he just kind of eases the huddle.
Is there anything different you can do offensively when Joe's in there versus Zach? They obviously have a little bit different of skill sets. So.
No, because Zach's capable of doing everything that Joe does, and obviously Zach's younger. He's no offense to Joe, he's a little more spry in the legs, so he can kind of run and scramble with a little bit more efficiency. But that doesn't mean that Joe can't move. So it doesn't. Having Joe in there doesn't limit anything that we can do with Zach. So.
Receivers made some big plays out there, Corey Davis and Denzel Mills. Just talk about the depth of your receiving core and how impressed you've been with them so far.
Yeah, I love our group. It's it's got a chance to be pretty cool. You know, there's a lot of speed in the group with Elijah and Garrett and Braxton and Jeff Smith and Denzel. You bring in the size of Denzel and Corey, and it's a pretty cool group, and it's just a matter of them just kind of piecing together and learning how to be efficient, learning how to play within the structure of the scheme, and like you said, it's all about the moment, the moment of truth, the catch point, the making those contested catches and finding ways to separate man coverage. And I thought today was a good day, especially in the red zone where everything is tighter, and then you've got to go up and get it, and you know you're going to get hit, and you know the window's going to be tight. So it's a good group. It's got a chance to be really good, and it's got a chance to make plays.
Robert, now that you're a few weeks into camp, how much more comfortable do you feel in year 2 versus year 1?
Me, personally? I don't know, comfortable is a word. More, I guess comfortable in the sense that there's a set routine, you know what to expect. You're, feel like New York wasted all its curveballs in the first season. But no, it's been a good camp, but it's the calm before the storm, because I know once the season starts, and that's where everything goes. You're just getting it from everywhere. But just understanding the schedule, understanding the media schedule, the administrative schedule of it all, and being able to still process everything and get to the football aspect of it has been much smoother this year. Not any easier, but much smoother this year for me personally. So that's been better.
Yesterday about Garrett Wilson, like no moment looks too big for him. Do you feel like that with Sauce too? I mean, what are your impressions so far with Sauce and the way he handles everything?
Same thing. Like I said, the guy doesn't stop talking when he's on the football field, and he backs it up. And you know, we had that 2-minute drive, and the offense went and scored, got the 2-point conversion, and he runs and wants another set. You know, he'd say, "Bring it back. We want one more set on defense," but they hit their play quota, so we had to shut it down. But you love the competitiveness, you love the attention to detail, you love the way he strains in football, and it is definitely not too big for him.
Complete the set with the rookie, the first round picks, Jermaine. What kind of growth have you seen from him in the game and in practices?
No, he's been plugging. He's doing a lot of good things. I know that from an O-line, D-line perspective, because we're not tallying sacks and all that stuff, he doesn't get put out there as much. But I thought he did a good job. He forced Jalen from the pocket in the I think it was the play where he got hit. But he's been doing a really nice job. He's winning his one-on-ones. He's learning how to use his power, which has been an area of emphasis for him, because he's got all the wiggle. He can win outside, inside, and it's still the power game that's got to come with him. He's doing a great job on teams, and he's going to be a definite help this year in all facets of football.
You've talked about how you have the ability to like look in on the meeting rooms. I'm curious, what's even before Zach got hurt, like what's the vibe in the quarterback room? Is it that group is all pretty much returned from last year, coaches, players? I feel like that's pretty unique for a QB room.
Yeah,
it's like what it's like when you look in there. Yeah.
It is a very, very, it's a cool room. The conversations that they have, just listening, and it's funny, a couple of times the conversation still is going, and then Rob and Mike might walk in my office. I was like, "What are you guys doing here? Aren't you guys?" And they're still in there talking. I was like, "Oh shoot!" And I turned it off because I don't want to hear their conversation. But they are a very close-knit group. They ask each other everything. They talk about everything, football, life, trouble, everything. And it's I think it's a really cool collection of guys.
How impressive was that containment by Jermaine on Hurts on that third down play? Because a lot of times you see a younger guy overrun that, and Hurts is an athletic quarterback.
Yeah, so it's part of the reason why we look for guys like Jermaine with all that speed, where he's got the speed to close and eat grass, where the quarterback knows that he's not going to be able to pull up and throw the ball. So it's one of those where he's got to tuck it and run, and which is all you're looking for. You're trying to get the quarterback to feel uncomfortable, where he's like, shoot, I can't run, or I've got to throw it. I'm not going to be able to set and throw. And you know, he's got all the athleticism in the world. He's already got a good repertoire of moves as a pass rusher. And he's been doing really good in the run game, and he's, like I said, he's only going to get better as the year continues.
How much do you like the overall makeup of this team in terms of responding to adversity? And you're going to have more adversity as we go. We know that, but you've dealt with some injuries here in camp, and Zach's getting surgery today. About how the guys collectively have responded.
No, they bounce back. They're and you already hit it. We haven't even scratched the surface on adversity yet. You know, there's something. I think the saying is you get three adverse moments or 3 adverse moments a year. Everybody does, and you know, so we're still in the thick of it. But I love our group. I made the comment the other day. I feel like it's a lot louder at practice than it was a year ago. Just from the chatter, the competitiveness, the jawing back and forth, the drive to win. Everyone's trying to win it down, and so with that, in that respect, I think it's been awesome. That's why I really love the makeup of this team and its competitive nature.
Do you feel like they listened from yesterday when you protect the team?
Yeah, no, for sure. There was
better.
less guys on the ground today. Obviously, we weren't padded, but so we'll see on our next padded practice if we're able to maintain that same competitive spirit, but keeping guys up so we're not rolling up on ankles. But thought they did a really nice job today.
Speaking of louder at practice with Sauce, I was just wondering, when's the last time you had a rookie that you coached that was that verbal?
Oh, Jalen Ramsey. Yeah, he's still talking 5 years, 6 years later, whatever he is. Deservedly, he's the best in football. So.
Thank you.
All right, guys, thank you.
Eric will sign up for 3 adverse moments.